Hey guys, JJ here from schooloftrade.com. Hope you guys had a good time in the room today. Of course, today is the 18th of March, Thursday. I wanted to go over with you some notes I took this morning in the room. Now, of course, like all of our members, I use my trusty worksheet here. And one of the notes I wrote down here says the wave indicator requires patience. And guys, I want to go over what trade we took in the room this morning. Now, this was. Of course, we had a pretty active day. A lot of members were having lots of questions coming in, lots of guys taking trades on the scalping system, on the wave indicator. Did really well scalping this morning. Our day trading method very well this morning. This is the one trade that I did manage to kind of jump into here on my sim account while I'm getting on the wave indicator this morning, was the gold. And I took some notes after taking this trade because I really think that I learned a lot from this today. And again, I'm looking at my notes right now, and big bold letters it says, use patience with the wave. And it reminded me that, I've been trading almost 10 years now, and for the majority of that, I've been a very fast time frame trader, almost a scalper. I call myself an intraday scalper, meaning that I'm looking to take small profits, tight stops, but I always have that runner to catch the big moves. Well, being a so-called scalper, obviously, has its downsides, right? We learn, we condition ourselves to kind of lose patience. And sometimes, right, for example, we have the 5-second rule. If after 5 seconds, right, we're jumping out of that trade. As you can imagine, on a slower time frame with the wave indicator, jumping out 5 seconds into the trade is not going to be a very good way of making money. So I want to use the experience we had today on this test run we had today to kind of, for all you scalpers out there, kind of bring you on the side of the fence of being a patient, intraday trader, position trader. Take a look at the trade we took this morning, guys. Again, this was just on a sim account this morning. We're trying to, we got a bunch of members that use the wave indicator, but I, for the most part, I'm just kind of getting into the swing things here in the room. We just add to the room, of course, full time. So you guys come out and join us tomorrow morning, and we'll go over it more in more detail. But here, guys, this is the gold market at 11 o'clock. Now, on the left side, we have your slow time frame. On the right side, here's your fast, right? And of course, you've got your momentum indicator in the middle there. Now, we're going to watch up top here. About 10 o'clock, we have the signal that fires off. And so, of course, price action comes down. We use our, what we call the trigger zone here, right? Marks up these horizontal yellow lines for us. And so we waited for price to get in here, right there. And, of course, it tested that trigger zone and the trigger line, right? Perfect entry there. Well, of course, look at the time down bottom, right? This is 11 o'clock, right? 11:10. Well, here's what happened. We had great momentum pointing down. At the time, we had relatively slow speed. Today was a pretty slow day. Okay, but the big thing that happened here was the rules lined up. Everything looked perfect. So what do? We took the trade. Well, what happened was us scalpers, we soon lost patience, right? Minute goes by, couple minutes goes by, and we're sitting there, a couple ticks underwater, right? Back and forth. And so, of course, people like us scalpers, right? We start getting a little bit nervous, right? We shouldn't be in this trade this long. And so what do? We allow our emotions now to creep in and start, right, ruling our trading. Everything we tried to avoid in scalping, we're now letting in, right? At least that's what happened to me today. So my hands start getting sweaty, right? I find myself outside of my comfort zone. I should be out of this trade by now, or I should be profitable by now. And so what I had to remember was, and what I wanted to remind you guys, going over my notes today, was tomorrow on the wave, remember, guys, to stay patient with me, right? And, of course, I'm going to try my best to keep my patience as well. Now, one thing that I noticed as well here is you can see just what I love about this methodology is that while we're taking this wave short on the wave, and, of course, as you can see, guys, the pattern worked out phenomenally, right? While I'm standing there with a small loss because I couldn't wait patiently, the rest of our members are cashing in, right, as this thing tumbles. It literally 2 seconds after I decided I can't take any more of it, right? The bottom drops out, and it goes, of course, 30 ticks in our direction. So, of course, big kudos to everybody who was in that trade. Guys like me out there that were scalpers now trying to slow things down, right? We learned a valuable lesson today. But look at over here, guys, on the right side here. Look at 1042. We had just shorted the gold here, okay, on our scalping system, right? Made $140 on the scalping system. Meanwhile, we have, of course, position traders looking to use the wave entry, right, on a much slower time frame. So no matter what type of trading you're doing, guys, we got a fit for you in the trade rooms. Come out and join us. Whether you want to be a scalper like we've been for many years here now, or whether you want to slow things down, of course, and use our wave indicator. Lots of great stuff coming up tomorrow, guys, so make sure you guys come out and join us for that. Let's recap what we learned today. Okay, scalping and position trading are very different, right? That's one thing that we learned today. Okay, there are literally different skill sets needed to be a scalper and to be a position trader or a day trader. Okay, take the time to learn both. Now we're going to show you how to use your stops and your targets and the time frames we'll use, whether you want to be a scalper or a position trader. So we'll go over all that stuff. That's the easy part. It's the emotions, right? It gets in your head. So of course, take some time, learn them both, and then actively participate in the room so you can feel what it feels like to be a scalper and to be a position trader. Right? The wave indicator entries requires more patience. The scalping entries or the day trading entries, they require more action. And of course, guys, we'll talk more about that tomorrow morning when we see you in the room. Opens up at 7:45. Don't miss it.